Hey robot fans, welcome back to the build. When we left off, we had just upgraded the hardware on the Amazon Voice Services controlled L3-37 project. Today we're going to, well, I wouldn't say we're going to upgrade her software so much as make it a little less interactive. I was invited to take L3 along to a Droid Builders event run by Dolby in New York City, and I want to simplify the setup a little bit so it'll run reliably all night at this crowded event. So here you can see I have L3 broken down to the core components. If you've been watching these videos in the past, you'll know that she was running, this Raspberry Pi was running Amazon Voice Services, and it was a standard Alexa running inside of the L3. But the Amazon Voice Services was not always super reliable. I feel like the SDK is a little buggy. So rather than have to deal with that at this Droid event where there's going to be a lot of people and a lot of people talking, I'm just going to set up an autonomous L3 system here. That's just going to consist of her randomly raising her head, turning her lights on, saying a few words, and then returning to the rest position. And I'm going to leave this plugged in on a table somewhere, and just hopefully she'll run all night. So this is going to be a much simpler setup, and hopefully this will work really well. Getting this breadboarded was pretty simple. The key component to this project is this Adafruit sound effects board. I manually recorded my other Alexa telling some Star Wars jokes.
What do you call a statue in a Star Wars gift shop? Mannequin Skywalker.
And I loaded about 10 of those onto the sound effects board and wrote some code that basically works like this. I'm going to have an Arduino run a timer. When that timer runs out, it will send a signal to the sound effects board saying, play a random sound. The sound files are all different lengths, but luckily the sound effects board has a busy signal it can send back to the Arduino. Then I just tell the Arduino to turn on the lights and move the servo whenever the sound effects board is busy. When it's not busy, turn the lights off and return the head to the rest position. It doesn't get easier than that. So I put all of this breadboarded stuff onto a solderable circuit board, printed some new mounts for everything, and I was good to go. I also added a little toggle switch here for a feature that I thought of on the fly. Okay, so here's L3's kind of final show configuration. Everything is all set up. Right now I have it running on a loop. For every 15 seconds it'll pop its head up, turn the lights on, and tell a little joke or say one of the voice commands that I have set up.
What's Han Solo's least favorite coffee shop? Jabba the Hutt.
Then it goes back to its resting position, and I also have this other mode where if I flick that switch that we installed, it just pops up into the up position with the lights on, and it can stay like this for while I'm on stage or while I'm presenting, and it doesn't necessarily have to keep running up and down and be distracting. It can just stay up like this. And yeah, this is what it's going to look like for the final show. Okay, it's the day of the event. Now comes the fun part of loading up these droids into the car. BB-8 weighs about 50 pounds, so getting him up these steps and out the front door and buckled into the front seat there is always a bit of a challenge. After that, it is just a quick drive from New Jersey into the city. The event is in Soho, so hopefully there won't be too much traffic. And hopefully we can get loaded up real quickly at the event.
Okay, just pulling up to the event now. Traffic wasn't so bad, so let's get loaded in.
And the main event here tonight, at least as far as I was concerned, was a Droid Builders panel with 5 builders, including myself, talking about Star Wars droids, what got us into droid building, and showing what our droids could do. If you want to see a ton more footage of this event and see the droid panel in its entirety, hop on over to 2+5, a YouTube vlog run by some self-proclaimed Star Wars geeks. They did a great job covering the Dolby event and the panel. I'll put a link to their video in the description. Be sure to check it out. It was a really fun night. I met a lot of awesome builders and cosplayers and Star Wars fans, and I just had a blast. So that's going to do it for this video. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.